also following several other developing stories tonight. First, the shocking new developments in the shooting of a 9-year-old Chicago boy, the youngest victim of gun violence this year. 4 men are now charged in the shooting death of that 9-year-old Antonio Smith. Fox 32's Tisha Lewis reports.
At Chicago Police Headquarters, Superintendent Gary McCarthy says the shooting of 9-year-old Antonio Smith is one that should have been prevented. This is the man police say pulled the trigger, killing 9-year-old Antonio Smith. Documented gang member 19-year-old Derek Allman.
The shooter in this case, Derek Allman, was arrested for a firearm in 2012, pled guilty in March of 2013 and was sentenced to 3.5 years in prison, yet was released on parole in August of 2014 and went out and committed this murder.
He shot the child after detectives say the young boy alerted rival gang members that Allman was nearby and armed. Chicago Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy described the exchange.
Believing that Antonio Smith was yelling a warning to his intended victims, Allman shot Antonio Smith multiple times, wounding him fatally.
Smith is gone, but the outrage remains. Detectives say Allman didn't act alone. Chicago police say 19-year-olds Michael Baker and Paris Denard and 22-year-old Jabari Williams were with him. All 4 offenders were charged today with first-degree murder.
We won't recover from it.
He was a good kid. He was a mama's boy.
Now, more than 4 weeks later, over the phone, Smith's mother told me this day was an emotional one, but provided some sense of closure while sparking more questions.
The same firearm was used to murder Antonio Smith has also been used in 2 other additional shootings so far this year, one of them being a murder.
These individuals should have been in custody the night of this shooting or the next day. This shouldn't have went this long, but I commend, and my hat goes off to Chicago Police Department, who work the streets.
Superintendent McCarthy says Chicago's murder problem is a gun problem. The gun used in this shooting originated in Indiana. McCarthy goes on to say this shooter should have never been on the streets. Tisha Lewis, Fox 32 News.
I saw her, and I kept waiting for her to get out of her car, but she didn't. I kept calling her, and then I noticed that her window was shattered.
She worked to end violence on the streets of Chicago. Friday night, she became a victim of it.
And she seemed to be a real nice person, young, nice couple.
Lenore Draper had just returned home from a charity event for an anti-violence group. She was in her car around 10:30 last night, outside of her home in the 1300 block of West 116th Street, when police say someone opened fire. The 32-year-old was hit in the arm and chest. She was rushed to a nearby hospital, where she later died.
I'd see her sometimes getting out of her car, and I always see her with her husband, and sometimes she'd walk from this way. I don't know where she was coming from, I guess from work.
Police believe Draper was the innocent victim of a drive-by shooting.
My name is Robin Hunter. I'm with Rosa Ceasefire.
This afternoon, members of the anti-violence group Ceasefire went door to door in her neighborhood.
We need more people out here like her, and that's why we're here.
She's 32 years old. And that's it. Very, very nice lady, very nice couple. Very good neighbor.
43 others wounded, yet another violent weekend here in Chicago.
And one of those shot and killed was just 13 years old. And CBS 2's Jeremy Ross joins us live now from Marquette Park. Jeremy.
The victim's family describes the teenager as a good student, an aspiring entertainer. A man who called 911 tells us the body was found in the area behind me on the sidewalk for all to see. A neighbor who never even knew him left a token of grief there this morning.
I can't breathe. I still can't breathe. It feels like somebody grabbing my heart. It's just squeezing it like, this is your life. This is what you get.
The crushing weight of a family's loss began on the sidewalk near 66th and Tallman. The stuffed animal marks the area where a teenager was shot and killed Sunday night. 13-year-old Demarie Macon's body rested there as police responded to the violence. His mother, Tawana Macon, struggles with losing the oldest of her 4 children to gun violence.
I want my baby back.
Macon says her 13-year-old was at a nearby playground that evening. Neighbors heard about 4 shots. Friends believe the teen may have been misidentified as a gang member. Family isn't sure what led up to the violence or who is responsible.
I don't know, but somebody knows.
It is unclear if anyone is in custody in connection with the killing. Police continue their investigation. We are live in the Marquette Park neighborhood. Jeremy Ross, CBS 2 News. Harry, Roseanne.
Very tough.